Hey everybody, Barry with Christenson Transportation, where the trucker's truck and safety takes priority. Excuse the mess. It's been a whirlwind of a few weeks. Today I wanted to go over our inspections that we're getting done, what they're pulling us in for, and what they're finding when they do the inspections. So I'll start with why we're getting pulled in. The majority of the reasons are just random inspections. Number comes up, they got to do so many, in we go. The second category is safety, and this one drives me nuts because it's not, and it's hours of service. It's not, in hours of service they group a bunch of things in there. So it's not that we have problems driving the right amount of time with the 11 hours and the 70 hours and all that. That's not the issue. The issue is that in the hours of service category, they lump other things. Bill of lading number, trailer number, reference ID, commodity, all the stuff we used to handwrite on the logbook. We had a problem with the tablets and the software that we use, not forcing people to do that. You'd pull it up and you'd go select, I'm going on duty, I'm doing a pre-trip, I'm driving, I'm off duty, but it never would let you, force you like we intended, like it used to put your truck and trailer number, your bill of lading number, your commodity, your shipper and ID, all that stuff. It didn't force you for a while. We finally got the engineers to rewrite that and make it a must-do where you can't go the next step. Which has stopped it. The problem is when you get an inspection and you find a violation, it may be 10 points. That stays with you for 2.5, 3 years, right? Goes down in the points over that period of time, but it doesn't go away for a long time. But when it does go away, it doesn't take 10 points off. It takes 1 point off. So it's easy to get to the, hey, I need to be pulled in and looked at, but it's real hard to get off that list, which is why it's so important that we do everything we can, dot every I, cross every T, and do our job. You know, that's all we're asking. So that's the issue, and we had to shut that down for a little while because of it not letting it would at the end of your day it would put all your shipping IDs from the last 10, 15 loads on there. Even if you cleared them out, they'd come back. So they worked on it. We finally got it fixed, but that's the reason we're getting pulled in for safety. It's not, I think of this stuff when I'm driving and I look at a truck and I'm like, I don't have this thought of, oh my God, I'm scared for my family and what's going to happen with this truck because he didn't put his bill of lading number under his logbook. That's not what worries me about truck drivers. What worries me is changing lanes, following too close, the unsafe behavior, not the technicality stuff. Even though it counts as much as everything, that's what we're struggling with. So make sure we do our due diligence there. The third category that we've kind of dealt with for a while, because like I said, it comes up quick and it's hard to go away, was maintenance. And we found that our service intervals were too big, even though they were recommended by the dealer, the OEM. We had them stretched out, and the slack adjusters were not getting enough grease. So we had issues with brake slack adjusters that we've corrected, and we've shortened our intervals, and we've increased the number of times we're greasing these things and checking them out. And we're focusing on that, through videos like this where we get everybody's buy-in on what we can do to prevent this stuff. So that's really the three: random, logbook issue with the technical side, and then the slack adjuster issue. And it just takes a while to go away. The other part of this is who's inspecting us. We get a little love in Missouri. We're in Missouri, but we're also a Tennessee-based carrier with more people in Tennessee than I've got in Missouri. Tennessee has inspected us 41 times. From over the last year. This is a year long. 41 times in Tennessee, 13 in Missouri. 15 in Georgia, 8 in Alabama, and hardly anything anywhere else. So it's pretty concentrated. Of course, our lanes are concentrated in those areas too. So you got to expect that if you're there all the time, they're going to get you. So that's that. You know, the point of this is it's so hard to gather people and have these talks one-on-one with them. So I do these videos to push this information out, and it may be informative information, and maybe, hey, here's an issue we're having, we need to correct it. Maybe, way to go, guys, we've had another wonderful year in safety with no accidents. So you know, I sometimes I feel like I'm just nitpicking, because if my biggest problem is that the tablet did not force me to put a shipping ID, or it added shipping IDs onto that document, if that's my biggest worry in safety versus the type of drivers we have, the way they drive, their speeds, their, you know, accidents, none of that's an issue. So sometimes I feel like I'm nitpicking, but you know, you gotta find something. Overall, 2 thumbs up, doing a great job. It's just, you know, you got to know what I know about where we're having stuff and why we're having stuff. So overall, once again, great job. I'm super excited. Next week, I'm going to the annual Missouri Trucking Association Safety Conference. I have high hopes that we're going to be one of the top carriers, winning the Chairman's Safe Driving Award, which means you've been with your current company a minimum of 3 years with no tickets or accidents. And typically I come away with a big stack, and we're by far not the biggest carrier. So I'm always happy and proud of the way our drivers are recognized in this event. So hopefully the next video I'll have a big stack and names and certificates, and we'll celebrate that. So good job, guys. Keep up the good work, and thanks for being at Christenson. Everybody's got choices to make, and most of our guys choose us and stay with us. So thank you once again for being where the truckers truck, and safety takes priority.